Adam's speech. I think he was more nervous about giving the speech than the wedding itself. But we've got the first dance later, so he's still got a chance to mess it up. Yeah, and also there's quite a high chance he's going to step on Kat's toes because he's got size 13 feet. So watch out for that. Her spending her honeymoon on crutches with broken toes is probably not a good idea. So also, I'm a bit worried about him cutting the cake because if he cuts the cake anything like he cuts his fingernails, he's going to be chewing pieces off and spitting them onto your plate. That's a bit unfair because for the last couple of weeks he's been avoiding biting the fingernails on his left hand. Only the left hand, because when people take photos of his wedding ring, he wants his hand to look nice. If you have to show the right one, you can see the well, actually, I was a bit worried about the speech, so before I was thinking of some ideas, so I asked my parents what they thought, and my mum said, well, you know, just say something nice about the bride and groom, you know, and I said, well, you know, being nice to people doesn't really come naturally. You know. So I said, you got any ideas? She said, well, okay, start with Kat and say how she's kind and generous and intelligent, that kind of thing. And I said, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. What about Adam? And she said, well, Adam, you know, he's... Well, don't worry about that for now. If I think of something, I'll let you know later. She never got back to me. Yeah, and I asked my dad for some advice as well, and he said, well, you know, you've been in Japan for quite a long time, why don't you do it Japanese style? Japanese style best man speech. And I thought, okay, that sounds good. Because in Japan, they don't have a best man. So I thought, okay, that gets me out of doing all the best man duties, including the speech. But I thought, no, I can't really do that. But in Japan, instead of having a best man, usually the bride and groom's bosses come to the wedding and they give speeches instead. And I thought, well, perhaps in Adam's case, it's not such a good idea because he's just started a new job. But he's taken 4 weeks off. 4 weeks! He's taking off 1 week for the wedding. Okay, fair enough. 2 weeks for the honeymoon. Bit long, but okay. And another week just to relax. This is probably just going to be him sitting around watching Sky and playing on his PlayStation. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's a good job his boss isn't giving a speech, because I'm pretty sure he does some choice words. Yeah. And also, that's right, I asked Kat for some advice as well. And I said, what should I say in the speech? She said, oh, don't worry, anything's fine, as long as it's not too offensive or disgusting or inappropriate. I said, well, you're not giving me much to work with. You know, that rules out pretty much everything I was going to say. She said, why don't you say what a fantastic brother he is? I thought, nah, I don't think I've got some more. Yeah, and well, I was running out of ideas and the speech was pretty low on material at this point, so I asked Adam, and I said, Adam, have you got any ideas for stories that I could use in the speech? And he said, oh, look, well, I just don't want you to tell them anything embarrassing, okay? He said, okay, all right. Like, for example, he said, how about like when I was a little kid and every time Kylie Minogue came on TV, I'd kiss the screen. I said, it's okay, don't worry, I won't tell them about that. And actually, if you look in the picture albums, there's a picture of Adam holding Kylie and Jason, Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan, photograph, beaming with delight. Still got it, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that would be one to avoid as well. Actually, you know, I was given this as my birthday present this year. You see that? It's being the best man for dummies. Which upset me for 2 reasons. The first reason is I don't like to be thought of as a dummy. And the second reason, I got this instead of a real present. And actually, it's pretty good. In here, it's got some good advice. Like it says, if anybody has too much to drink, tell them they've got a phone call in the lobby, then take them away, get them to drink lots of coffee just to sober up. So if later on you see the bridesmaids in the lobby drinking coffee, yeah. I know you're not really alcoholics. You might be, I don't know. But also it's got some other things in here. Like apparently it says that I have to thank the bride and groom on behalf of the bridesmaids for the presents that they receive. Am I the only one who didn't know about this? Apparently, there you get presents. I had no idea about that. But more importantly, where's my present? They're not giving speeches. Come on, bit unfair, isn't it? So, yeah, thank you. Nice one, cheers for that. Oh, we've got a bit more down here as well. Another thing that I learned from this book, and that he told me, I think, yesterday, is that apparently I have to read out letters and cards from people who are not here. Which actually turns out to be okay, because it saves me from having to say too much of the sentimental kind of stuff, which I'm quite happy about. And the first one that we've got here is from, I'll make sure I've got the right one. This is from my dad's cousin's neighbour's brother's sister, twice removed, called Anita and her husband Edward and their family, which is pretty big by the looks of it. This is the first letter/card. Okay. It says, to Adam and Kat, among the finest things in life, a good marriage is the most satisfying and rewarding, the deepest and best of pleasures. That blessed relationship uplifts, enriches, encourages, and strengthens both husband and wife. Your wedding is the start of something better than you can imagine. May your marriage be all that you dream of, and more. We wish we could be with you to celebrate your special day. We wish you much joy on your wedding day and hope that your honeymoon is truly the trip of a lifetime. Much love, Anita, Edward, Matthew, Veronica, Noah, and Michael. Okay, so that's the first letter. I thought I did, you know, I couldn't have put it better myself, so I didn't bother. And the next one is a bit shorter, is from Joe, Donna and Casey, who are in Australia, which, thanks to the time difference, this wedding actually finished yesterday. Here's their letter. Handwriting's a bit hard to read, but I'll give it a try. It says, Dear Kat and Adam, we are so sorry we can't be with you on your special day. We'll be thinking of you all, enjoying yourselves. Hope everything goes well, I'm sure it will. To Kat and Adam, happy couple, Joe, Donna and Casey. Okay? It wasn't really as poetic as the first one, but not bad. And the next one is from my wife Carrie's parents, who Adam and Kat met when they came to Japan, and unfortunately it was all in Japanese. So I took the liberty of guessing what it says and writing something that more or less sounded right. So here it is. It says, Dear Adam and Catherine, congratulations on your wedding. We wish to celebrate this joyous occasion from the bottom of our hearts. You're both so kind, and your lives together as husband and wife will be filled with warmth and good fortune. We pray for your everlasting happiness. That's from Hideo and Sachiko Kusakabe. That was pretty deep and quite beautifully worded, I might say. And the last one we've got is from Angela and Graham Hoskins. It says, to Catherine and Adam, wishing you a world of happiness on your wedding day and always. Congratulations and lots of love from Angela and Graham. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so could we all please raise our glasses? And, oh, can you be upstanding as well? Okay. So, a toast to those who couldn't make it today. Cheers to them.
Cheers.
Okay, and yeah, you can sit down because there's a little bit more. Almost and another good tip that I got in that book, it says quotes are really, really popular in best man speeches, and I don't know any good quotes because I don't read books. I do, don't worry. But I couldn't think of a good quote, so I thought of an alright saying that I could use, which is, one hand washes the other. Which might sound a bit like hygiene advice for young guys. But what it really means is that mutual cooperation is essential in life, particularly in marriage. And one partner makes up for the faults of the other to make one complete, unified whole. But in reality, what this means to these two is that Cat's going to be really, really busy, you know, cleaning up after him and tying his shoelaces, brushing crumbs off his face, that sort of thing. Well, he's just going to be, you know, strolling through life, just oblivious to everything, begrudgingly helping out and giving enough nagging. But they've been like an old couple since day one anyway. I don't think it's going to change that. And, well, last year they were joined by their cat Arnold. And since he moved in, Adam hasn't stopped complaining about how much of a nuisance he is. I was always pestering him and just being a bit of a pest in general. But I'm glad that Arnold annoys Adam as much as Adam annoys me. Yeah, well, that brings us to the part of the best man speech, which I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for, which is of course the end. I mean the toast. So, if you could please raise your glasses and stand up as well. That's not too much to ask. So, to the bride and groom.
To the bride and groom.